Yes. Okay. Yes. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing swell on this beautiful Saturday afternoon, wherever you're at around the country. I'm on the East Coast. I happen to be in North Carolina, beautiful Winterville, North Carolina. And we're going to be starting soon with our second interview with Ms.Andrea Rules 48, my most gracious collaborator on collaborating in our exercise challenges. Andrea is a personal fitness trainer, so hopefully she'll be coming on in a few, so we can go ahead and get this interview going. You guys, while we're waiting, if you guys can tap in, let me know where you're tapping in from, what part of the country, what are some of your health and fitness goals, what are you looking to do for the new year, what are some of your challenges that you may be having. So, yeah, so if you can just tap in, I guess you'll tap in when Ms.Andrea Rules come in. So, yeah, hopefully she'll be tapping in soon. So again, while we're waiting, a little bit more of my story, I guess. You know, I am a personal transformation trainer, coach. I've been in the industry since I started in the industry in 1994, actually with the personal training consulting. That's what I do. Pretty much I started with bodybuilding, in the bodybuilding arena, training of men and women, but a lot of women have gravitated to my style. For whatever reason, they like the way that I conduct things, the way I conduct myself. I'm pretty much a no nonsense type of guy when it comes down to your health and fitness. Because you guys know, when I put in my hashtags, it always says hashtag health is wealth. And health is wealth. Health is exactly what it says. It is wealth. And that wasn't unique. You know, I got that from another personal trainer. I got that moniker from another hashtag from another personal trainer. But it's true. So it's not unique, but it is true. All right. I started I started training and working out back in 1990. Yeah, 1990. Hey, Josh, what's going on, man? How you feeling? Good seeing you, bro. Good seeing you. I ain't seen you in a minute, man. How's things going? Yeah, hope things is going with you, Josh. I've been following you, Josh. You've been doing a lot of different things online since I see it's been 2019 we was down in Florida with IFBB PA, I think it was. So I hope everything is going swell. So again, yeah, I started with the health and fitness and the personal training back in 1994. I started working out, got into the gym in 1990. Funny story. It happened. What got me in the gym was my brother. He owns a gym up in Jersey. Happens to be Diamond Gym, as a matter of fact. And at the time, he didn't own it. He was just training when I first got it started. I went to go see him when he used to live in New York. And I went to go see him when he was living in New York. And I was living a good life. So I thought, living a good life. You know, I was married at the time. Um, and, you know, yeah, I was being fed very well. So I went to go see him over in New York. Matter of fact, he used to live over, he could see the Yankees games from where he used to live at, okay, over in New York. So I came out and visited him. I forget what I was going to visit him for. And he said, he looked at me, he looked at my stomach, and he pointed, he said, what's that, man? I looked down, I said, what's what? You know, I didn't see nothing wrong. He said, that stomach, man. So what you talking about my stomach? I said, I'm all right. He said, nah, man, that thing, come on, man, you got to get rid of that. So I looked, I said, damn, what you, I mean, go ahead, get out of here. So, and I looked at it and I thought about it. I went home and I thought about it and I looked at it and I'm like, he might have a point there. Maybe I do need to start doing something about this stomach here. And I thought I was, all right. I was feeling well, healthy, eating the good food. So I thought was the good food at the time. I didn't know what I know now about diet, health, and nutrition. A lot's changed since then. And so not too long, I think about a week after that encounter with him, I joined the gym. My first gym, it happened to be Diamond Gym. Joined Diamond Gym. The owner was John Kemper at the time, legendary gym owner and NPC judge. And also John competed in the NPC. I competed in NPC naturally as a natural athlete. And once I got into competition. So anyway, I'm going ahead of myself. Joined the gym, got in the gym, started working out, and I never looked back. Been doing it ever since. Especially when I went to my first bodybuilding competition after training, and I looked at them guys on stage, and I'm like, man, I want to be like those guys. I want to look like them. Okay, so, and that was it. I saw that. That was it. I was off to the races. Want to be an amateur bodybuilding, possibly a professional bodybuilding. Unbeknownst to me that I was naive to the game. I didn't know a whole lot. I was still learning about my diet, nutrition, training regimes, different exercises, how long to be in the gym, how many days, how long to train. Brandy, Nicole, hey, how you doing? Glad you stopped by. Yeah. How long to train? Can't find my wave sign here. So I didn't know all those things. I had to learn. I had to do it. There was a learning curve. So I started studying, started taking classes, reading everything that I could on bodybuilding, health, on nutrition, everything that I could. Supplements I was getting. It had gotten to the point where me and another fellow gym member had collaborated, gotten together, and that's great, Brandon. I'm glad to hear. We had gotten together, and we started doing nutrition meal plans for people who wanted a meal plan. We had gotten to that point to where we were, pretty good at writing diets and doing diets for people who were competing, be it bodybuilders, be it bikini athletes, be it, we didn't have wellness back then. Wellness wasn't around. Be it physique athletes, figure athletes, all types of, we could do diets. We worked diets. So we collaborated in doing people's diets for their competitions. We're very successful at it. Very successful at it. And so from that point forward, again, like I said, I started training for my one of my first competitions I think it was the suburban competition up in Jersey. The owner of Dinogen, John Kemper, he gave that competition, and I competed as a lightweight. I'm not a very big person. I'm a man of a small stature, and I never forget. My brother said, "Well, he had said to me, well, if you want to be a bodybuilder, you got to eat, and you got to eat a lot." And that's pretty much all he told me. He didn't tell me I had to do 6 meals a day. I had to be slow with it, had to measure it out and all that. He didn't get into those details. I didn't learn that until later on, after I moved further into the bodybuilding arena. And so got all that done, went through all that with him, started eating, and didn't know that, I'm a natural athlete. And so when I first started eating, I'm just eating, and not knowing that if I'm not training, if I'm not expending that energy, all it's going to do is just make me fat. It wasn't adding no added muscle to my body, So I didn't learn that until later on, no, you got to, slow it down. It's going to take a while before you started adding some muscle, because, you're natural. Only thing that you're doing is supplements, and the food. So went on with that, learned how to diet, learned how to weigh my meals, the timing of the meals, that was very important. The timing of the meals is timing of the supplements is very important. All that there I had to learn. And I pretty much learned all that, on my own, doing my own self-study. A couple of classes, a couple of classes I did go to. And my first competition was the suburban. I think that was 1994. Yeah, 1994. I didn't place too well in that one. It was down in central Jersey. Went down in a snowstorm. It was a snowstorm. I'll never forget. It was a bad snowstorm, man. And I'm on stage with all these, and this thing is it's brand new to me. All these other athletes, these athletes that I have seen before, but I never knew them. I'm naive, new to the game, don't know nothing, and I'm probably, didn't know it back then, but I'm probably the oldest athlete on stage with some of these young boys. So needless to say, I didn't place in the top 5, okay, because I didn't have much muscle. Like I said, I was just learning diet, and the training regimen could have been a little bit better than what I was doing. So I didn't place too high. Please out of the top 5. Yeah, I was a little disappointed, but hey, it was a learned experience. So it's, a learning curve that it was, So not too long after that, I competed in the Natural Eastern Classic. I forget what year that was. So all this stuff come off the top of my head, y'all. So bear with me. I wasn't expected to talk about myself. I want to interview Ms.Andrea Rules, but she's not showing up. So let me see, what time is it? Can't get the time. It's 4:14. I'm gonna give her a couple more minutes to come on. If she doesn't come on, I'm gonna finish up my little story. So I competed at the Natural Eastern Class. That show was a great show. I like that show. I competed in that show several years. My first time competing in it, I did place in the top 5. I think I was fourth in the top 5. Then also I competed in the over 35, because I was over 35. I didn't start this game until I was 35. And I placed over 35. I placed in the top 5, and I think I placed 3rd that year my first natural Eastern climb. I placed third. Yeah, I placed third that year. And in the over 35, there is no weight limit. At least well, it still is today, right? Back then in NPC, there's no weight limit. So I'm competing guys twice my size. I'm only 5'2". And I competed as a lightweight at 154 at the top of the weight class, 154, because it was what they say, you big boned. No, I was fat. Y'all. So it was kind of challenging for me to maintain or stay at that level. I couldn't barely get down lower than 154. 150. A lot of times when I was competing, I would have to, go walking around the gym, walking around the auditorium to maintain my weight at 100, 154 and a quarter. Andrea, where you at? Andrea, where you at? We're supposed to be interviewing. Yeah, where you at? We supposed to be interviewing. You trying to get on? You said, okay, where's the request? All right. Oh, okay. There we go. Okay. Yeah, all right. What's going on here? There we
Hi
go.
there, Coach TJ. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing good. My kids needed something at the last minute, and I apologize. I tried to let you know that I was going to be delayed.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's all right. Thank you. Yeah. I'm glad you're on because I was getting tired of talking about me.
I'm sorry I missed that.
You didn't miss a lot.
Yeah, okay.
So how was the party?
You know what? It got canceled because of the snow here and the weather. It was no good, so I ended
Oh,
up not going to that.
oh,
So
sorry to hear that.
yeah, it's okay. My
Yeah,
kids were disappointed, but it's all
yeah.
right.
Oh man, I know they were. Sorry
Yeah.
to hear that. Yeah, because Andre, where exactly now? Are you in New York or are you in Jersey?
I'm in New York on Long
You're in
Island.
Rhode Island? Where?
Long Island.
Oh, you're on Long Island. Oh, okay, all right, all right. Long Island. It's long too.
Yeah.
I, yeah, I remember having to go out there a couple of times with this part-time job that I had. I had to ride out on Long Island. It's long. It's
Yeah,
true
it's the tip, sure. It's very long. Yep.
true true to the name.
Yeah. Yeah. How did you
Okay.
like the ab challenge? I saw you rocking it there with the exercises.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
I saw you rocking the ab challenge
Yeah,
with those exercises.
yeah, yes. I'll try to hang in there with you guys. I don't have most of the times when I'm doing my abs, I have to do them here, in my little makeshift gym, and I don't have a whole lot of stuff in there. So, unless I'm at my gym, I can't do a whole lot of different variations of the abs. So, but I got it. I get it done.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you know,
Good.
I'll get it done. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, who's up on here? Ms.Andrea Rules 48 is here. And okay, we're gonna start into this interview, and I appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you giving me this opportunity to interview you and talk about your health and fitness journey and that type of thing. So I don't know if I asked some of these questions I may have asked before. So if I did, just let me know. Okay. And if you want to add anything to them, by all means, go ahead. So since the our last challenge was overall body challenge, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So since that challenge, I want to know, how did you come about on the decision of an incremental ab challenge? Why did you?
Well, I wanted to start this ab challenge on a very basic level with, the 10 reps. And
Hmm.
I know that uh, people would be getting stronger each
Hmm.
week. And I wanted to make it more difficult as time went on. But, I felt like anybody could really rock with this challenge,
Hmm.
because we all have weaknesses with some of these exercises where switching it up,
Hmm.
will really fast forward our progress, So basically, I had done a video of how unsatisfied I was looking at myself in the mirror after the total body transformation challenge,
Hmm.
which I did not participate in. Uh, I was training other people basically,
Hmm.
So anyway, I thought about the challenge basically in the shower, like how can I make a good challenge for just the abs?
In the shower, were you singing in the shower?
I just daydream, I guess, We all think to ourselves sometimes while we're in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
I don't know.
okay. All right. So you just figured let's go ahead and do a ab challenge. We did the total body transformation. So the next thing to do was the abs. Let's work on the abs because was it okay? So in the shower, but was it okay because as in this and as you know as well as I know that most people when they want to start training, the first thing they talk about is their abs.
Yeah.
Correct? Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. I want to get rid of it. No.
Yeah, they want a
Good.
smaller waistline. They tend
Mhm.
to hold a lot of body fat around their waist. Sure.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Hmm. And that's what most people tend to hold their a lot of the weight fat around the midsection. Um, but what a lot of people don't know and don't understand that although that you will see some people wearing those waist trainers and doing specific exercises for the abs, it has to be a total fat reduction in the body, not just you can't just really target the abs. The total body has to have a total fat reduction, right? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just getting in line with the eating, eating mostly protein diet can really help with that. But, you'll see, well, once you start training your abs, you start to feel a difference. And I believe even if you were to just train your abs, it would, definitely do something,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know. But like I said, this could be a launch point to people working on other body parts eventually in the gym. Even if you
Mm-hmm.
want to targeting your abs,
Mm-hmm.
it's something to get people going as a starting point.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. All right. Next question. Did you find that you were able to get more folks on this challenge than the last one? How was that the response?
I did.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I had about 5 people interested, and like 3 of them ended up dropping off
Mm-hmm.
the challenge. But I was still happy with the turnout and those who, followed through with it. You know, Uh, I'll help whoever wants to take my help. It's
Right.
available.
Right.
And, if you just follow the directions, people will definitely see results.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, it's a shame that more people couldn't stick with it, but I think that's kind of the atmosphere with resolutions in general, like you've been saying. There are all these, we waited until the new year to do this challenge for those people, and then a lot of them ended up dropping off. So,
I'm glad you brought that up because that wasn't part of one of my questions. But yeah, let's talk about that.
yeah.
Talk about that resolutions and people. Yeah, elaborate on that.
I just seeing people get really hyped up about the new year, and then they're really not placing one foot in front of the other in terms of obtaining their results. They're not putting in
Mhm.
the work. There's an excuse for this and that, and I give them the benefit of the doubt that what they're saying is true, or
Right,
whatever. But it just speaks to the number of people that say they want to commit to something, but they don't actually execute what needs to be done each day.
right,
So it's a
right,
shame, but it's something that you train yourself to do. Okay, you fell off this day, get back on the next day.
right, right,
It's not a failure. You
right.
got to get back on the horse, and we all do it. We all have things that pop up and we can't make it, or but you got to get back on. Keep moving in that direction towards what you want to achieve.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right, right,
What
right.
did you with the resolutions? Did you see people, really gung ho about making a change and transformation, and then people were pulling out?
And then people fall off. I mean, it's a unfortunate situation. I don't know if unfortunate is the correct word. However, it happens, and that's why I say, and I don't know if you heard some of my my posts, because like I used to do the same thing. I would do the same thing. I would do this New Year's resolutions. I'm gonna do this, and this.
Yeah,
Come to the new year, I get going that first week. Maybe go to the second week, and then after that, it's done. I'm not doing it. Well, I get to it later,
yeah,
and I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. So then I came to the resolution and said, you know what? The one way that you can avoid that is don't make a resolution at all. Just start doing it prior to the new year. So if you're doing it in, say, November, you start in November, even December, you want to wait to December, and don't make it a resolution and make it part of your lifestyle, then you'll be better at moving towards whatever goal that you had planned for yourself for the new year.
yeah,
Yeah. So, and I know you've seen as well as I've seen those memes that come out on the Instagram or the Facebook, and they show you the picture of the gym in January 1st. Everybody's in there, and then the picture of the gym on February 1st, and it's empty.
yep. I've seen that live
So,
myself as well. In past years, I would say. This year, I see people still rocking it.
hmm
There's still more people at the gym,
hmm
so
hmm
that's good.
right, right, right,
But
yeah.
overall, people need to maintain their commitment to the fitness lifestyle. I definitely have to say that. So, prayers for them. That's why I do what I do. So,
So let me ask you this question. So that being said, because I have an experience that happened. What happens with pretty much a lot of my clients. That being said, when you see that happens and you see a person do that and then they stop for whatever reason, how do you react to that? How do you feel about that? As a person who's interested in helping somebody, as we talk about, transform their lives.
in a way, I feel disappointed, and I feel to some degree people sabotage themselves and their progress.
Mm, Mm.
because I don't really see an excuse for that.
So,
You know, you really if you really want something, you're gonna find a way to make it happen.
right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
just from personal experience from the obstacles that I've faced in my life, I'm able to get back on, you know, within the week or so, the
Mm-hmm.
next week, but so it disappoints me and it saddens me because I want to see the best come out of people, and I know that they
Right.
can do it.
Right.
I
Exactly.
know that
Same here. Right.
they can get to where they want to be, but a lot of them don't see where they can go with it.
Mm-hmm.
But as a trainer, I can see their potential. Like, wow, they're really rocking fitness in general. They've been showing up. They're doing well with it. You know, they have a perception of themselves that it kind of limits them and what they're able to see for themselves going down the road. Like, oh, I'm not really ever going to look like that. I can't look like that. And it's like, you can. It takes time, but
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
you just have to keep showing up. That's the main thing is like I have a calendar, right? So I want more of those boxes on the calendar checked off going to the gym than ones that, are empty with no
Mm-hmm.
check mark.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
that's what.
Right. Right. Yeah. So yeah. So I just want to get your perspective on that because as a personal trainer slash transformation coach, and when I see that, I kind of get I ask, and a lot of times I would ask, you know, a person, depending on who they are, was if you're going to do that, you know, why are you going to spend your money? Because it makes me feel like I'm taking your money for nothing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, and like you say, it's like I got more invested in them than they have invested in themselves.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
although they may be paying me for my services, I still get that feeling that, I'm more invested in what you want to do than you invested in yourself. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. And I found that, and I did when I was in the gym up top in the gym, and I took a survey of most of the personal trainers in the gym at that time. About half of them, a little bit more than half of them, had the same attitude that I had. They were,
sure.
yeah, yeah, more. I was really surprised because I thought it was just me. So that's why I said, let me, do a little survey, unofficial survey of the trainers that was in the gym, and then yeah, they felt the same way, you know.
Yeah.
So, mm,
It's easy to put your heart in it and to, really invest your energy into that other person, because you want success for them
right,
and you know that they could do it. So it's a shame to see that. So,
right, right. Okay, all right. Um, Okay, next question. And these challenges, we're doing these challenges, so I want to know why do you find a need to engage potential clients in the physical challenges? We might have answered that question earlier, but
uh, I want to help anybody that wants to engage in helping themselves. I don't, I asked people if they were interested in doing an ab challenge and I got a few volunteers,
mm,
so I don't know. That's all I got. Whoever, whoever wants to be challenged, I'll help you with that.
okay. All right. All right. So now,
Uh,
as
Maybe
go
I
ahead.
didn't understand the question fully.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. What did you say?
I said maybe I didn't really understand the question, but like I said, I want to help anybody that is willing to help themselves in terms of
Mhm.
physical fitness. And
I guess
what? They can help somebody else get fit and in shape once they know what to do,
hmm
or they can refer me.
hmm
You know, they can
hmm
refer them other clients to me. So
Right, exactly. So I guess that's what I was. I mean, maybe I didn't phrase that question correctly. I guess I was asking, did you did you find putting challenges, physical challenges out there would give you the potential of gaining more potential clients as opposed to just doing what you're doing now and then trying to get clients that way.
absolutely, I think that it
So,
generates leads,
mhm,
being able to reach people, you know, through basically showing off the challenge and what we're doing and the
mhm,
different types of people that are doing the challenge. Why can't other people step in and do this?
right,
But the challenges are free, so everyone can participate and it can lead to greater things
right.
and more serious effort if they did want to do one-on-one personal training or even online, get an online program.
hmm 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 Okay, yeah,
But
we're gonna talk
I think
about that a little bit.
important for many people to see that, you're capable of doing this, like regular people are doing these challenges and stepping up and doing the work, and we're seeing results from what we're doing.
Okay,
So,
okay. All right. One side question now. Are you seeing the people who coming on like I'm saying or no?
no, no.
No. Okay. Jonathan Lake 75.
Hey,
You know.
Jonathan.
Okay. OTC underscore underground training.
Okay,
Okay.
Jim, what's up?
Um, you're very popular. I want you to know.
Awesome. I'm glad people are tuned in. I'm like, I'm
Uh,
nervous and I'm like,
you're all right. You're
doing
doing
my
fine.
best. But
You're doing fine. You're doing
thank you.
fine. I'm gonna let the people know now. I let them know before. I said, listen, we're both amateurs at this, so don't listen. Be nice to us.
Finding our way here.
That's right. So, and I appreciate Ms. Andrea doing this
Yeah,
with me.
thank you very much for having me on. This is great
Uh,
practice for me.
Pepsin Man one.
Hi, John. How you doing? Thanks
Uh,
for tuning in.
Amrosar, AMROSARIO 98 Amorosia 98.
Anthony, what's happening? Mike
Um,
there
go
in
ahead.
the challenge.
He was on the challenge.
Yeah, he was in the challenge.
Oh, he was.
Anthony,
Oh,
yep.
okay, fantastic. Okay. Arthur Early underscore
Arthur
one.
was in the challenge. What's up, Arthur? Killing the game. He's stuck with it
Um,
the whole time.
Brandy underscore Nicole. Oh, okay. Somebody new. Fantastic. Welcome, Brandy.
Yeah,
Welcome.
for joining.
Yes, thank you, Brandy, for joining. And my man Joshua, Joshua Trenton. Me and him judged a show of when I was a IFBB PA judge down in Florida. We judged the what show was that down in Florida? Me and him judged a show down there um when I was judging. And then there's
Thank you
my
for
man
tuning.
Mr. Jack Farnham who's on here.
Thank
Okay.
you for tuning in, everybody.
Okay. Yes, we thank you for tuning in. All right. Okay. Now, as a personal trainer, what do you find is your biggest challenge when working with people?
Um, I think that really, I think the biggest challenge is seeing like seeing people follow through long term.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a couple clients for a couple years, but you know, eventually we go off in other directions, and I don't really know what they're doing, and I think it's a long term commitment, really. That's
Mm-hmm.
the main thing is
Mm-hmm.
that, like you said, they, for whatever reason, they have some circumstance in their life that pops up, and then they can't train anymore, or and so I just want to see people really commit
Right.
more.
Right. And that happens. And that happens. People fall off. Um, but some of the people now, some of those people that don't stay with you, do they move on because they accomplish their goals, reach their results, or they just fall off?
Um, I don't know. I've had circumstances vary from family, a family dynamic that was going on where they couldn't do it anymore. Another person who was like their work schedule, another person, you know, just had some other drama going on in their life. So it's like these personal circumstances hold them back to some degree,
Mm-hmm.
from going to returning eventually to the gym.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm not sure if some of these people are working out right now at all.
Oh.
So
Mm.
I don't know. But the people that I have trained, they show up. They've been showing up, and they give it their all, and I'm impressed with the effort that they put in while they're there. I can't speak on any of my clients really like half-assing it. They've done the work, and
Mm-hmm.
they've shown up well. They've committed to me during that time,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But like we say, we want this to be a lifestyle for people.
Right. 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 Yeah. It has to be a lifestyle again, because if it's not a lifestyle, you're pretty much going to treat it like a hobby. You know, in hobbies we do for a couple of days, couple of weeks maybe, then that's it. You know. Okay.
Also the use of some of these medications that, create that weight loss,
Ah.
that's another thing. So it's like, okay, you're going to go take the easier route, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not going to come to the gym anymore, but ultimately that's going to hinder your health
Mm-hmm.
because you're losing muscle mass. You're not maintaining that, everything that we've created thus far.
Right.
So that you know creates people to drop off
Mm-hmm.
working at the gym. Some of them, they see the results through their medicine or real fast, and then they're like, "Oh, I don't need to go to the gym right now."
Right. And then not understanding the potential long term side effects that might may have. Uh, that's just like folks who are using, how should I put it, pharmaceuticals and bodybuilding to get big, and it's
Hmm.
great and it works. However, what is it doing to you internally? And I talk about, on my videos a lot. I talk about the internal, what's going on the inside versus what's going on the outside. And so same thing like what you do, those people who are taking those drugs to help them lose weight. Well, in most of those drug commercials I've seen, even like if you just think of that commercial for cholesterol medication. I can't think of the particular one, but it had more side effects than it had benefits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So long story short is that those people who are doing that and say, okay, well, I can get, instead of me going to the gym, training, doing some cardio, watching my diet, what I'm eating. You know what? I'm gonna take this miracle pill here, and that's gonna help me slim down real fast. However, now, but I'm still not looking at the potential side long term because they're
Yeah.
looking at short term. Most
Hmm.
people are not looking at long term; they're looking at short term. You know, so it's the same. It's the same thing in bodybuilding. Most people are looking at short term. Most of the folks that I know who did use those enhancements to build their bodies up. Once they came off those enhancements, they didn't look the same.
Yeah.
And those folks who pretty much overdid it, they don't look too good right now, you know.
Hmm.
So I think that what as personal trainers slash transformation coaches that we have to do our best to warn people of the potential hazards of doing it. I mean, you can do what you want to do. You're free to do whatever, However, just remember that this may happen, sometime down the road. Make sure you read the label.
Yeah. What is it going to cost you to take the easy pass?
Right,
A lot of people do not, you know, understand the consequences of doing that, whether it be weight loss or muscle gain.
right.
Yeah, for sure.
Live your potential coaching.
What's up? Thanks for joining us.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, they on here too. Yeah, okay. All right. Next one. Next one. What are some of your personal goals as an athlete? Because I don't know if anybody know that you're an athlete yourself. I don't know how many people know that. But yeah, what are some of your personal goals?
I want to get stronger with each exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Any exercise as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I want to continue doing powerlifting and placing well in those competitions. I would like to get back on the stage doing wellness and
Yeah.
I want to do it all. I have many goals and ambitions.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, I'm just working towards a competition in March in powerlifting.
Okay.
So we'll see where that goes. I would like to get on the stage, you know, in a bodybuilding competition, you know, a few months after that. But, you know, one thing at a time,
Right.
just kind of working in the meantime on this competition in March and staying, you know, vigilant in the gym,
Mm-hmm.
you know, 6 days a week pretty much. I'm working out.
Okay. Okay. Good. And where's that competition going to be at?
It's going to be on Long Island.
It's all on. Okay.
Yeah.
What federation?
Powerlifting Revolution Powerlifting,
Revolution
RPS.
Powerlifting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Revolution Powerlifting Syndicate. Excuse
Okay.
me.
Okay. So you're doing powerlifting and your wellness athlete.
I'm actually a figure athlete. I've
But,
never
but,
done wellness before, but I've been,
but
you know,
you want
training
to?
my legs and my glutes, and I would like to take a shot at wellness
Oh, okay.
this year.
Oh, okay. 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 Well, as you know, wellness is a little bit different from the figure. They focus
Yeah.
on the lower body. You don't have to be as hard as a figure athlete. Some definition, but not a whole not like figure. So and you know what? What you gonna be what compete in NPC?
Uh, I'd like to do NPC. Yeah.
NPC.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, but I've done the OCB before and also
Oh
the
yeah.
WNBF.
Oh
So
yeah. I did the WNBF. Oh okay. Okay.
and natural competitions. Yep.
Oh, okay. All right, great.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Only thing I've done was before I found out about the NGA, only thing that I knew back then was NPC. My gym was a pretty much NPC gym because the owner, he was the NPC chairman.
Mm,
So that's all I knew was NPC, and I competed naturally, all my life. When I
good
had
for
nothing
you.
to.
You look great.
Thank you, thank
Amazing. Fantastic work. I admire you for all the work you've done.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Now I know that you shared some of your story of how you decided to get in health and fitness industry. Can you share a little bit more? You shared some last time, right?
I'm not sure what I really shared from the last time. I don't really think I got into anything deeply personal.
Hmm.
Oh, we were talking about the hate letter the last time. That's what we were talking about. About uh, you know, I described the hate letter I wrote to my mom at that time
Hmm.
in in college. But I don't know. What do you want to know? I'm scared.
Well, I mean, again, like I said, I don't remember what prompted you to get into health and fitness and start, want to work out and changing your body composition and getting better with your health
Um,
outside of the hate letter.
just having issues with drugs and alcohol and creature comforts such as eating unhealthily. And it was all adding up, and my life was not really going anywhere
Hmm.
in a positive direction. I mean, I was ready to, you know, catch some dewees. I had already gotten into a couple accidents, and I could have died. I could have went to jail, and I needed to change, or else, I'd majorly be in the hole. And I just started getting into a fitness routine with my children's father at the time, and
Okay, great,
so yeah, yeah.
great.
And eventually, after a couple years, I said, I'd like to compete. I can. Why can't I do that? So I wanted more for myself. I wasn't going to settle for this life where I was on a hamster wheel. Things were getting worse. I was unhappy. My drug problems were, you know, uh, becoming more amplified. It was detrimental for my health
Hmm.
uh, and my life. So I had to take back control. I was feeling like I was at rock bottom.
Hmm.
But being in the gym helped build me up.
Right.
I saw that my work was actually, I was getting somewhere with the work that I was doing. I was seeing changes happening. I was feeling better. I became more positive about my future. So that was powerful for me.
Mhm. Okay, great.
You know,
So,
realize take my life into another direction.
hmm, hmm, right, great. So on that note, I shared a little bit of my story prior to you getting on, and I'm going to add a little bit to just let the folks know how we pretty much got connected on doing these collaborations because our stories are similar. We
Yeah.
went through some of the similar things, the drugs, same thing. I never forget it, and I was in the gym one time, and the one of the guys says, man, Tim, he said, with your body, with your genetics, and he said, you do this, and this, you could really, do some damage. So he was talking about some steroids, and I never forget. Never forget. I said, listen. I said, if it ain't no cocaine, I don't want
Yeah.
it. So yeah, that bodybuilding helped me with that also. Same, almost the same, same story, and also I shared the story also prior to getting out. I don't know if I shared this before with you that when I went to go see my brother, he was living in New York, and he looked at my stomach and he said, "What's that?" I said, "What's what?" He said, "What's that?" And I was married at the time. I said, I don't see nothing wrong. He said, "That stomach, man." And I looked, I don't see nothing wrong with my stomach. He said, "Yeah, no, man, you gotta get rid of that stomach." So I went home after that, and about a week after that, I thought about it. I said, "You know what? He might be right." You know, I went to the gym, and I never looked back. Never looked back from doing the health and fitness and training. I didn't get into the personal fitness training until 1994. So like 4 years after I, got into the gym and started training. So yeah, it could be the gym it could be very therapeutic. A lot of people go there. We go there to build the outer body, but a lot of people go there to get their mind together. And most times, in most all my videos, I talk about that mind, controlling everything because it does. And so it can be very therapeutic for that. Do you know NPC Natural Mass Championships?
Thank you
No.
for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. All right, some new people. It's all because of you, Miss Andrea.
You're the one that put on the interview, so thank you for doing that.
Uh,
It's all
you
good practice. I want to get better at this too. It's not just fitness goals, it's, public speaking goals too, I have as well. So thank you for getting that practice with me
Thank
today.
you. Absolutely. All right. Can you elaborate more on the abs being made in the kitchen?
All right, so we're staying away from the junk foods. We don't want processed foods that come in a freezer package. We want to be creating our meals at home, cooking them, with quality ingredients. And that is the key. We want to be minimizing any additives that could be added to our food when we're, you know, going out to eat. We want to keep things clean in our home and to be able to control what we're taking in. Because there's so many extra calories when we go out to eat that we're not aware of between the oils, whatever it is, the butter, the dressings, the
Mm-hmm.
sauces,
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
seasonings, the sodium, the preservatives, the MSG, and it's all, you know, those are all negative consequences towards our bodies, and basically, you know, uh, it affects our metabolism, and we
Mm-hmm.
want our metabolism to be efficient, and it starts with getting at least our body weight in protein in grams per day, and having a vegetable, some rice with that. Um, Trying to stick with basically, whole food ingredients. We don't really want to be eating a bunch of man-made food. We want the we want basically the meat and the vegetable
Right.
all throughout the day,
Right. Right.
many
Okay.
meals throughout the day.
Okay. So that being said, why do we? I'm gonna include myself in that. And I got my question says, why do most trainers? So when I say why do we? That being said, what you said about the kitchen and the abs being made in the kitchen, why do we tell people that? But then we have folks do ab exercises.
Please ask that question again.
Okay. we tell people abs are made in the kitchen, which they are. But on the same token, although we understand and we that abs are made in the kitchen because based on the food that you're eating, and you just went in details on that. Why do we have people do ab exercises?
Well, you want to build up some muscle underneath that layer of fat that's there.
Right.
Then, once you initiate the food part of that equation, man, you can get some amazing results. Your waistline can really slim down once you switch up your eating routine in conjunction with doing abs in the gym. So I could do ab exercises and really see results. You see the blocks coming in, you might see some reduction in your waist size, but once you start eating right, it just melts off. I've been in that situation where I flip that switch and I get my eating right, and then it all just melts off. So it's a combination of, the ab exercises and the clean eating that you cook for yourself at home and preparing your own food at home so you could take it with you to work
Mm-hmm.
or wherever you need to go throughout the day. So you're ensuring that you're getting enough protein to build up your body and in your muscular system. Your body's going to use that as fuel. And then, any excess calories from the stuff that you used to eat, it just all falls away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
That extra fat
All
and weight people hold on to.
right. Okay. Now I know you posted some of your recipes online on Instagram. I thought that was great. That was fantastic, by the way. Can you talk about some of your recipes?
Well, I really like to make eggs as much as possible. I have my own chickens at my house, so I make the most use of the eggs, but really any kind of egg with your choice of vegetables in it,
Mm-hmm.
and even a little cheese. That's very basic stuff. But also I have other recipes like, just baking salmon in a toaster oven and then having a side Caesar salad. I just have all these very basic menu options that anybody could cook at home. And it's really just the meat and like a vegetable, a baked potato or some rice with some other veggies in it.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives people, many different options with very simple food combinations that they could use. Whole foods, salads, rice, um, roasts, even pot pies, chicken pot pies. Shepherd's pie is another one. You
Okay.
got the leg mashed potatoes on the top,
Mm-hmm.
chopped, the chopped meat,
Mm-hmm.
some carrots and onion in there. So that's easy to do on the stove.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. And before I get to the my last question that I have written down, I hear the children in the background. So you're correct me if I'm wrong, a busy woman and a busy mom, right? Now
Absolutely.
so if you can address this, in most of my posts, I'm addressing busy women in my posts. That's pretty much who I'm talking to, outside of the regular, normal fitness and health, people out there, men, women, competitors, competition, whatever you're doing. But I'm really focusing and addressing the busy woman. As a busy woman, can you share some of your insights on how you do what you do and being a busy woman? Talk to my audience for me.
I guess there's a coach part of me that tells me that no one else is going to do it. When is this stuff going to get done? it's I got to step it up every day. My kids need me. I have responsibilities with them to do homework, to get them ready to do things that they need to do, gymnastics. It goes on and on. Um, but I just have seen the results of my hard work over time, and I know that it's worth it to work hard in whatever aspect that may be, whether it's in the gym for myself or for my clients or for my kids. But I just waking up super early. I got to wake up super early. Um, Sometimes if I do have a little downtime, I try to take a nap. Like I try to re-energize myself so I can continue on my day doing other things, whether that be housework, going to pick up my kids from school, like I said, homework with them, going back out to the gym to train a client or myself. And I think it's just trying to get enough sleep. That's the main thing.
Hmm.
Sleeping, eating,
Hmm.
you know, I don't know. I guess I can't really say how I do what I do, but I just make sure that I get enough sleep one way or the other,
Right,
and I try to eat well, fueling my body.
right. However, however, you are a busy woman, and however, you're still getting it done.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. So again, going back to what you mentioned a little earlier, it pretty much comes down to a commitment level and where you're at in terms of what type of commitment that you want to make.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I would
Okay.
say I'm all in for my family and my kids
Mm-hmm.
and do the best I can for them and be the
Mm-hmm.
best myself.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Thank you. So my last question, unless you have anything to add, is what do you like better, in-person training or online, Zoom, and or virtual, and why?
Absolutely, in-person training. I want to be there to make sure that their form is correct. I
Mm-hmm.
want to uh, I want to see how they're coping with the reps that we're doing and each set.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see their progress as time goes on in person, in their endurance and how they look and feel in person.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I don't feel like online training is the same.
Right. Right. But given the current of industry innovations and technology and AI and all that there, a lot of it is going, a lot of the training, personal training, transformation, whatever you want to call it, is pretty much going online or Zoom. How do you feel about that?
um, I think that people can really get a lot out of that, but I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't be able to be there and push someone to the failure that or the level of intensity that they need if I'm not right there pushing them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same through a screen.
It's not.
And there's a vibe, we're exchanging vibes and energy and motivation,
Right.
and that goes a long way towards helping someone in the gym with their progress.
How about that? How
Yeah.
about how about that? Wow.
How do you feel about that?
I've done the online training, the Zoom. I've done that, and I lean towards the more in-person training myself. I like to be there, you know. Again, same thing like you, making sure you're doing that. You got the correct form. you're doing the required number of reps that you're supposed to be doing, you know. And again, like you said, the
Yeah.
energy that comes, you know, through that personal interaction of with the person. Yeah, yeah. So I pretty much would like that also. Yeah, yeah. But I do understand also that in order to possibly thrive in this, that you're probably gonna have to have a mix of both the online and the interpersonal. I mean, because for those folks again, and I guess the question should be asking, because what a lot of trainees may be asking, well, if I can't get to the gym, I want to do this, Miss Andrea. I want to do this. I like what you're doing. Like I can't get to a gym, or I can't get a gym membership. I can't come where you at. Can we do this online?
Yeah.
So right. So I gotta recognize that and understand that and be able to, satisfy their need for what they need, right, right then and there.
Yeah.
What they call it, yeah, yeah. Need to solve that issue. Solve that. I gotta be able to solve that issue for them. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be willing to help in whatever
hmm
way possible.
hmm Okay. All
It
right.
can be,
Great.
you know, at home or in the gym. We could find a way.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Okay. Well, that's it. The questions that I have at this point. I don't know if you have anything that you might want to add.
I'm good right now.
That's all right. No, no. Ask me next time. Okay, Andrea. I thank you very much again. I really appreciate you for coming on and giving me this opportunity to talk with you, had this conversation. I'm not even going to say it. Had this conversation with you, and hopefully we can have some more in the future. And I know that we're going to be probably collaborating some more on some other challenges for the folks out there. I might
I
even
would
try to
love
come up.
that. I
I
can't
might even,
wait for you to put out your next challenge. I'm
yeah.
all in.
Uh,
You were talking a squat challenge. I heard that.
oh, you heard that? Oh
Yeah.
man, I was hoping you didn't hear that.
What
I was
you
hoping you would hear that.
all open, so we'll see what happens. No pressure. But
Okay,
I'm
fantastic.
going to
All
take a break for now and let somebody else step up to the plate with the
right.
challenges. I
Okay,
want to
there
be
you
a
go.
participant.
There you go. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, absolutely.
I just don't want to see you hanging there too long. Challenge anybody? Challenge.
Don't even worry about it. Okay, then. I'm going to let you go again. Thank you very much. I want to thank everybody that came on this live and came on and listened to this live with myself and Miss Andrea, who was 48. Check her out on her Instagram. She has great things going on up there in Long Island, New York. Definitely get with those recipes. She's a great cook and has a lot of knowledge. So thank you guys for coming on. All right.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Coach TJ. Great to be with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Bye.
Enjoy the day.
You too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.